So hello everyone, welcome to Joomla NXT. So this is the 13th edition of Joomla NXT. So Joomla NXT basically is a virtual event series that we have initiated to open up a new world of possibilities where we have these insightful sessions from thought leaders of Joomla. So we started this Joomla NXT series way back in August 2021 when Joomla 4 was released, and since then we have had many speakers all across the globe that have talked on a variety of topics. So today's speaker is Dimitris from Brussels, Belgium. So uh, Dimitris basically started his Joomla journey way back in 2007 when he had to administer his own website. Since then, he has gone on to become a Joomla expert. He started his journey as a PHP developer, but now he has become a Joomla expert. So, hello, Dimitris, and thank you for accepting the invite for Joomla Next.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for
and
having
he
me.
has also, I like to mention that he has also uh, handled his responsibilities well as a Joomla JavaScript group lead, and he has also delivered sessions across various Joomla events all across the globe. So thank you, Dimitris, for joining. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
for
Yeah.
the
Over to
invitation.
Dimitris. Yeah.
You hear me,
So
right?
today's topic is tools are not rules by Dimitris. So in today's session, we'll basically talk about existing Joomla developer tools and how they contribute to the project's maintenance and how they could potentially attract new developers, thus help growing the user base for Joomla. So over to Dimitris.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I'll take it away from here. Yes. Please. Right.
Yes, I can see.
I'm Dimitris. I'm gonna talk a little bit about tools are not rules, but tools are extremely important. Um, so we'll have a little bit of intro here. What we're talking about, what's tools when we're talking about tools like humans from the dawn of civilization use tools for many tasks. In the Stone Age, stones were used primarily for hunting and by just creating sharp objects from the stones just to kill the animals and stuff like that. And although the major tool, the tool that defined the era was Stone Age, the major innovation of that age was the fire, which you can say that it's kind of a tool which allowed people to cook the food that they were hunting and also warm up in the cold nights. Later on, as the civilization was going through, they went to the Bronze Age. Stay with me. I know this is like history and has nothing to do, but I want to signify how important tools are in every aspect of the human life. So in the Bronze Age, the humans took advantage of the fire, and they realized that they could melt metals, basically bronze. That's why they called it Bronze Age. But the most important innovation of that time, it was the wheel. The wheel allowed people to travel and to transport goods and also have a better agriculture tools, like how they were farming and stuff like that. And also they started creating things like windmills and water mills to crush the wheat that they were producing in the fields so they could have bread. Um, coming towards our time, we had the Industrial Revolution, which was defined actually, it was defined a little bit earlier than the Industrial Revolution, when we, as humans, invented the lathe. The lathe is just a machine that it spins, and then you can have something to poke the spinning thing, and you can create circular objects and stuff like that for people who are not into engineering stuff. But this machine, this tool, allowed people to create pistons and bores, like pipes. And when you have a piston and a pipe, then it's very easy to come around and figure out how to make a steam engine. And once you have the steam engine, and then you realize that you can have, instead of steam, a combustion inside that chamber, then you come up with internal combustion engines, which basically is the majority of the engines of all the cars all around the world. And by now, it should be extremely obvious that tools defined people, humans. Like the way that humans advanced through the time is because we had tools. This is a demo of how an internal combustion engine works, and basically, you cannot have this engine if you couldn't have the lathe to forge this circular thing, which is called piston. Right. So tools are very fundamental for us to advance. Now coming to Joomla, which is what we are here, not about talking about history, which is kind of irrelevant. But it's not that irrelevant, because Joomla is also kind of old. You can say that it's quite old right now. It's already 16 years old. So Joomla used and still uses a lot of tools, and most of them are not even obvious or even known that they are used. As you see on my screen, there is one screenshot from 2015 and from something called Travis. So many years ago, like 2014, 2000 up to 2018 or something like that, Joomla used to use two CI tools. One was Travis and another one was Jenkins. They were used interchangeably, either this or that, depending on the task and stuff like that. But later on, we realized that we cannot have too many tools doing the same work, because it's getting extremely frustrating to maintain that thing. So a huge effort was done by the maintainers to go into one system that will hold everything, and that system is called Drone. You can see, and I'm switching here to showcase something that so if you go to GitHub /Joomla, you will find some files. These basically are the files that actually create Joomla. And there are many files here, and you can see that there is one drone YAML file, which actually is like the instructions of what this CI is doing. And what this CI actually is doing is testing, unit testing, PHP code, creating the NPM dependencies, updating them, and also having things like transpiling JavaScript, or getting SAS into CSS. So it's a lot of work that is being done behind the curtains. And that is being done every time that somebody is contributing something. So I'll take this this first pull request as an example. You see that there is always one mark, either is a OK tick or an X tick, and here there are three different things listed. The one is the download. So if I open this in another window, is a way that people can download an installable package which actually contains the code that was already contributed, but it's not already accepted in the repository. So you can test it and say, okay, this is good, it's working, or this is not good, it broke my my Joomla. So this is all automated. Nobody has to touch something to something happen. It's happening every time. And as I said before, this is the drone, and the drone is executing a lot of things. Like the first thing is that it's cloning the repo, and then it's creating a MySQL, a Postgres, different MySQL version, is setting up the composer and the npm dependencies, and then does all the tests, like integration tests and stuff like that, and actually running tests to check that the actual code will not break anything. And this is good. I mean, this is working right now, and for Joomla 4, especially for Joomla 4, this is something that is there from the beginning, and and this is working good, and people actually trying to improve things, like Hans Pappenberg, if I'm saying correctly his last name. He's the one he's leading the transition from Codeception, which is a tool that tests PHP end-to-end, to use another tool called Cypress, which is extremely popular. And this is the point. The idea of this talk is not me talking about what we already have. I mean, okay, it's a bird's eye view, but it's not very interesting to talking about tools, because tools are most of the time are there. You just run it and it does something, and that's it. So it's not very fancy. But I want to take you into another journey. And the other journey is we'll take a look what's happening right now in the the newest web application or web frameworks, whatever you want to call them. And one of those is Vite.js.dev. So this is basically something that you can have one static server in your computer, and you start creating usually like React applications and stuff like that. But the idea is, and this is why I wanted to talk about the tools, is that how they are approaching the tooling, this kind of newer software. And the idea is that if you go to, let's say, guide, which is the first thing, they have one getting started, and you read a little bit of things, but they say, okay, just copy this, and we're gonna do it right now to actually showcase what we're talking about here. So I have in my desktop, I think I have an empty folder called demo, just to prove that it's empty. There's nothing in there. So we will run this command that I just copy pasted from there, right? And what this command is doing, it will ask me, how do I want to name the project? Okay, I don't want to give another name. What do I want to create? Like is the vanilla, Vue, or React, Preact, Elite, or whatever. Let's go with vanilla because why not? It's going to be JavaScript because I hate TypeScript. And then it says done. Now run, and it gives me 3 commands. Okay, I will run it. And just like that, one server is up and running. And if I go to that address, that thing is running. And this is something that I was trying to convince people that Joomla should have like an easier way to, for developers, at least for developers, to start creating things like I want to create, I don't know, I want to create a component, I want to create a module, I want to create something. And here's the idea. So if you remember, we run one command, npm create something, right? Let me just switch a couple of directories here. It's hard to type. Okay. So I have another empty directory here. And just to prove that this is empty, there's nothing. So I will run one command, which is not actually an npm command because this is right now something that is not published on npm. But you will get the idea that we're getting somewhere near to the previous experience that I showcased you with Vite. So if we run scaffold, it will ask me, what do I want to build? Let's build a component. Let's name it, I don't know, test. And if we do again an ls, you see that we have 2 folders, one media and one source. Let's run this one more time, or maybe a couple of more times. I want one module test, and I want also one template, again, test. No. So to showcase what's happening here, I will open up the browser. So, yeah, that's interesting. We have a components, and inside the components, we have tests. Actually, this is wrong. We have a module, which is named test, and it should go for the side part of Joomla. And we have, again, a template, very basic things. The interesting part is that we can do something more, because I'm really bad at remembering stuff. So if we run another command, right? Before we run one command, scaffold, to scaffold some component, module, and a template. So if we run now jtools -i, which means initialize, something interesting is happening. So what is happening is that there has been created one folder www, And then we have the latest version of Joomla in there. So if I go now, I linked this this directory, the www directory, into my local host as NXT, I think. Yes, and now we can do a simple installation, and I will go to, because that's the interesting part here, is let's say NXT, super user is gonna be admin, yes, whatever, this is not important. And we have one. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Okay. Take this. Okay. That's really bad. Okay. So we have a basic installation, right? But the interesting thing is if I go to discover, there's nothing there. But, and this is the interesting part again, if I run this J for tools minus L, which means link, and go back to the discover and do a discovery, you see that I have the test component, the test template, and the test module, which I can install. And once that is installed, I'm pretty sure that if I go and check here, I'm gonna have the test component, save, and if I visit the front page, it says invalid class. That's very interesting. Okay, that didn't work as expected. Okay, let's try the other parts, which is the template. And yes, we have the template, which is obviously blank, kind of blank. And I guess I can check also the module, which is test, give something here. And I think that if I check, it's the test template and the header. And if I save, I should have also, well, I don't have it. Why? Please. Anyway, some things don't work as expected because live demoing is not a very good idea. But I think you get the idea. I went, let's recap. I went to an empty folder. I ran one command and I say I want to create a module, I want to create a component, I want to create a template, it will be because there are more things that you can create, like a module, a plugin, a template, or a library. And for modules, you can create either an administrator or a site. Same goes for the template. And then for plugins, I didn't showcase this, but yeah, you have all the types of plugins, etc., etc. But you get the idea. I ran one command, and it gave me some boilerplate. And then I ran another command which linked me the boilerplate to an actual installation. And then with the tools, with the J4 tools, you can have things like compile your JavaScript from the modern JavaScript to whatever you want to support. Like if you want to support ES5 or you want to support ES 2018, etc. You can compile from SAS to CSS, or from post CSS to CSS, or from stylus, or from less if you're I don't know if you like the old stuff. The thing is that these kind of tools enable people to have like zero effort in order to start creating things like components and extensions. And then, yeah, the tools, of course, the tools will have the packaging, like how you package for installing and stuff like that. And all this have been done for quite some time. And I think this is what I want to showcase. I hope that as I said before, I was preached before to the maintainers to have such kind of tools in order to help the ecosystem to grow. But at that time, they thought that this wasn't very interesting or something that they want to tackle. But and that's why I showcase you Vite.js. I could showcase you React, Vue, or anything that is modern enough. Like you just run one command and you have development. The development already set up for you, like everything that you need is there. And yes, I think that's all that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully we will see something moving into this direction, and we will have better tools so people can do easier extension development. And microphone back to you guys. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dimitris, for joining the Joomla NXT event and delivering an insightful and interesting session on tools and outputs. And also thanks to our lovely audience for attending this event. Please stay tuned to our social media handles for updates regarding new releases. We also have an ongoing Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale, so you might head over to our website to check out the deals that we are offering on our various products and bundles. So yeah, thank you everyone for attending the next event.